Hello and welcome back to another episode of Why I Hate This Movie. I'm your host, Derek Rios, along with my co-host and my heterosexual life mate, Danny Newton. Say hi, Danny.
Hello, Derek. How are you?
We're good. Today, talking about a great movie.
Yeah.
Super Mario Bros.
Yeah.
Solid childhood memory.
I agree with that. Personally, I think The Wizard was very underrated, but I like it.
The Wizard?
Oh, wait. We wasn't doing The Wizard?
No.
Oh.
I decided I wanted to talk about the original Super Mario Bros. Based on the video game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because they're rebooting it. I believe it's going to be animated, though.
Yeah, it might be.
We don't know anything about the new movie, except for some of the cast, which the cast looks good. It looks interesting.
There's actually a Super Mario Brothers movie before this that I want to go back and watch now. It's hard to find because it was only released in Japan. But it was something like the Mario Brothers and the Quest to Save Princess Peach or some crap like that. It was released in 86. It's real old.
Was that a live action?
No, it's an animated movie. It was the first Mario Brothers movie.
Well, this is the first live action.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't make it any better.
No, it's more important. But yeah, the cast of this movie was solid.
Better than they deserve.
Yeah, it had Dennis Hopper as King Koopa.
Yeah.
And it had
a legend.
Bob Hoskins as Mario, John Leguizamo as Luigi, which they weren't brothers in this.
Kinda. More like an adopted thing, right?
Well, yeah, he was more of a father figure than a brother because he said that he found him and just raised them.
See, this is what I think Marvel gets right with their movies these days. When you have heroes, they put them in the costume straight up immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
It really made me tilted. They did not. That Luigi didn't wear green and Mario didn't wear red to almost the end of this thing.
Yeah. Even at one point they get some suits and Luigi had the red suit. I was like, why? Why couldn't... there's all these little details that really wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
But he never wears green until the very end.
Your brother plumbers, just put them in some colored...
They're failed plumbers.
Oh my God. Continue.
But the new movie... You have, for Mario, you have Chris Pratt.
Yes.
You got Charlie Day as Luigi. Jack Black as Bowser.
Yep.
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad.
Yeah.
And Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Even having a solid cast, though, did not save this movie, right? These people weren't nobodies. They were good actors.
Yeah, because, I mean, at the time, Bob Hoskins...
he just got done with Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, he just got finished with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is a great movie.
Yeah.
One of my childhood favorites, for sure.
It's definitely a very classic rewatchable movie. It's good, which I don't think John Leguizamo did a whole bunch before this.
No, I think he just got a start in stand-up comedy.
I think he had done a couple things before, but they were very small roles. I think this is one of his... I guess he's a lead in this.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a supporting character. He's more of a lead than I would say even Mario is, so yeah.
This is before all of John Leguizamo's big stand-ups.
Even the people that were involved in the production of this movie had done stuff. The original script was written by the same guy that wrote Rain Man. So there was talent attached to this. There was real talent attached to this. It's just, God, it sucked. It sucked real bad.
Up until, I mean, even now, it's really hard to say that any movie based off of a video game has been a success.
Yeah, but in modern times, it's just because they're made to be bad. So when you look at a modern video game movie, like you have the Resident Evils of the world, just bad. Actually, anything attached to Mila is just terrible.
Whoa. Her husband really loves her.
He really does. He keeps pumping out all kinds of shitty movies to put her in. I mean, they've run Resident Evil into the ground. Then they decided, let's take a shit on Monster Hunter, too.
Mila will always have a special place in my heart.
Yes, Leeloo Dallas.
Because she is the fifth element.
She is. Leeloo Dallas is always right center in my heart. You're right. But...
so make all the shitty movies you want.
Video game movies are just... They're bad because they're not meant to be good. They're meant to just be a cash grab. The Warcraft movie could have been a good movie, but it wasn't.
It was a big success. It was great in China. The Warcraft movie, actually, I don't think was terrible. It's just they didn't explain a lot.
Yeah. If you're going in cold, you would have thought it sucked. Absolutely sucked.
I pretty much went in cold. I don't know any of that lore.
Yeah, I mean, we know a little bit more about that than most would off the street, right? Yeah. Video game movies are just inherently cash grabs, and that's really what this was.
I don't agree with that. I think the issue is when you base a movie off of a video game that doesn't have a story.
Right.
Except for, this bad guy stole this princess.
Well, yeah.
Save her.
But Resident Evil actually has a storyline. And they shit on that.
But there's so many video games or movies based off video games.
Yeah.
Or games in general. Like Battleship. Or Tetris is supposed to have a trilogy coming out. Which I think that got shit canned.
You know what? Congratulations to them. I give them props for trying to give Battleship an actual story. In which we fight aliens, no less.
Battleships was just, we stole the Transformer technology. Let's make a movie.
That production company needs some more work.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was just straight up a cash grab, though. Nintendo sold the rights to this company because I guess they were cheap. They were new and upcoming, so they didn't cost much to work with. They gave Nintendo full control over the end product, all the script edits and stuff like that. And they gave Nintendo control over all the merch after release. And Nintendo was just thinking, like, it's fucking Mario. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of shit. It's going to do gangbusters, and it did not.
No, it was a flop.
Yeah.
There was rewrites daily.
Yeah.
They also... It's not like Nintendo blatantly put any advertisement in it.
So...
Did you see one Nintendo label?
Actually, no. I'm very surprised.
So I don't think it was a cash grab.
It was, though. It definitely was. Because they thought they were just going to make money on the back end anyways. I think this was at a point in time when product placement wasn't so bad like it is now, right?
Yeah.
The first time I started actually noticing terrible product placement in movies was like Demolition Man, right? And that wasn't until much...
What, Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Taco Bell just won the Food Wars. That was a product placement. It was just the only restaurant left. That makes complete sense.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park didn't have this much product placement in it because Jurassic Park was the product that they were selling at the end of it, right?
So Super Mario's being the second best movie about dinosaurs that came out that year in 1993.
I don't know, man. Maybe, are we taking like Carnosaur into account? Did Carnosaur come out that year too?
No, I don't think so. It's to my knowledge, in theaters.
Yeah.
You had Jurassic Park came out that year.
Yes.
And also this movie.
You know, there was a song that played in this movie that was overused a lot. The dinosaur song in the club. That was also the theme song for that shitty Whoopi Goldberg dinosaur movie, too.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
This movie's not even really fun to think about. It's really painful.
The CGI, of course, was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
This is back at like the beginning of CGI.
Yeah.
And unlike Jurassic Park, Jurassic Park didn't add CGI. They just went all animatronics.
All physical props.
And you can tell that they must have bought some of the same dinosaurs because Yoshi looked just like out of Jurassic Park. Looked like a little rabbit.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought whenever I watched the egg hatching scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, wow, how did Spielberg not sue these people?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's because it wasn't a dinosaur, it was a baby.
Oh, God.
All right, let's get into the story. I don't even know who the voiceover is.
I don't either.
I didn't look it up. You start off with
you start off with two CGI dinosaurs talking. Yeah. By the way,
chatting. There's a triceratops and a bronto.
Yeah.
And they're just chatting, talking about, I don't know.
This is as good as it's ever going to get.
Yeah, being alive.
Crap like that. Just asteroid falls out of the sky.
And then the asteroid hits them. This was 65 million years ago.
Yeah. It's Mario doing the voiceover. Because he's talking about, Brooklyn 65 million years ago or whatever. Didn't
sound like him.
Yeah.
That was Hoskins?
Yeah.
It fast forwards to today.
Yes.
Well, 1993 today.
Yeah.
And a woman is running with like a blanket. You think it's a child.
Mm-hmm.
And she drops it off at a
nunnery. Yeah.
And which later in the movie, they say that They were blowing up a tunnel. The same plumbing company,
right,
that beats the Mario Brothers out for
every job.
For every job. They're also working for the city doing.
He's a real estate tycoon,
work.
Right?
Yeah, he's a real estate and also plumbing. You think that like a day-to-day plumbing wouldn't be?
He's Donald Trump.
Yeah, okay.
He's early 90s, late 80s Donald Trump.
Well,
he's like
Donald Trump was there.
Yeah, I know, but he is the metaphor for him in that time period. Like big business, owning most everything, doing all the real estate developing, crap like that.
The difference is this guy seems to actually be successful.
Yeah.
So they uncovered dinosaur bones, and that stops the drilling or whatever. And they're building, it looks like a pipeline.
We're just glossing over the fact that a demon hatched out of an egg in a nunnery.
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Burnt that thing in the steak.
I'm going to get to that. Exactly. I'm going to get to that. So they mentioned that while they were drilling, they uncovered these bones and they exploded and reopened the portal.
Yes.
From our dimension, whenever the meteor hit, it created parallel universes.
Right, because that's a thing that happens when meteors impact.
Hey, we don't know. When's the last time a meteor hit Earth?
It's been a couple years, but that one just hit over in Russia a few years back.
Yeah,
right?
Maybe there's a parallel universe there. We don't know. It wasn't It wasn't large enough to destroy the country.
But here's the thing: you're telling me that the TNT that they put under the ground to blast open this dig site had the same yield as an asteroid smashing into the planet that killed the dinosaurs?
No, I don't think it was that. I think it opened up a hole to get to the portal.
You're right.
So the portal hasn't been open very long, maybe a month.
Right.
Or something like that. They've been digging dinosaurs and he's trying to, Scapelli or whatever is trying to get rid of them.
Right.
They just recently, 65 million years we've been divided. And so they just now have started coming back in our world and learning about it.
Yeah, because they're catching up with us finally.
Mm-hmm.
We're on par.
And which they're dinosaurs who evolved into humans effectively.
Yes.
They seem to know a lot about our culture.
Yeah.
They refer to it as Brooklyn many times. And the fact that the mother, who'd never been to our side, went to a nunnery.
This is true.
You know what? I'm sorry. So in 73, we see that's when the portal apparently opens up.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they had 20 years to learn about our side.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense then.
But it seems like it would be impossible for them to learn about our side. Because whenever they send them back at the end of the movie, she uses the stone.
Yeah. Which they don't have the...
So naturally, she can't follow because somebody has to use the key.
Mm-hmm.
She left the key on her hatching egg or whatever. So nobody should be able to come in and out.
Yeah, you clearly see them later. Like they send Iggy and Spike. They're just kidnapping these girls.
Yeah. Discount Bulk and Skull.
Well, Iggy is actually the bad guy in Hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they had about 20 years to kind of learn about our society. In 73, this woman drops this egg off.
Yes.
Which it's in like a cryopod.
Right.
Like an incubating pod. And these nuns bring it in and they're just like, oh, a baby hatched out of this egg. That's normal.
Well, I mean, they grew up with abstinence-only education, so they don't really know where babies come from.
Oh, you're right.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody ever put a condom on a banana in their school, so they don't know where the babies come from. The stork obviously brought it.
These nuns know what sex and how babies come from. They're not that dumb.
But they would have murdered this thing. They would have killed this.
Yeah.
This is unholy. For
sure.
This is a demon hatching out of an egg.
But it was a little baby girl, and they're like, let's raise it. Whatever.
I wonder if she ever crossed her mind when she was growing up, why does everybody have belly buttons and I don't?
I thought she had a belly button.
It's not like we ever see her stomach or anything, but she doesn't have an umbilical cord.
Well, that's true.
So she wouldn't have a belly button.
I think the baby had a belly button, though, because it showed the baby naked.
No, because it had a little goo thing over his chest.
Oh, it did. That's right. I guess it would make sense.
Yeah, this thing doesn't have an umbilical cord.
Yeah, she's a mutant. How do babies hatch from eggs? Isn't that weird? I get, we saw how it hatched from egg. How do these lizards that evolved into humans have eggs? Because these are not small eggs.
They're like platypuses, right? They lay eggs.
This egg is the size of...
It's big. It's
a watermelon.
Yeah.
It's the size of a good size watermelon. That just means that these women in this society are just pooping out watermelons.
Man, that's gotta be rough. Like, I would say your average baby is not as big as your average watermelon. Your average baby's what? Between 6.5, 7.5 pounds?
Yeah, and they don't come out in a shell.
Yeah, they don't come out on a shell. Maybe the shell makes it easier.
You know what? Maybe the shell grows. Maybe they have a little egg and then
it's like it's like a snake egg.
Yeah. That could work.
Yeah, it's like soft and leathery when it comes out and gets hard and crunchy.
Because, I mean, it was an incubator. And you see in the movie, there's a lady.
Yeah, she's pushing an egg around in a stroller. Yeah, pushing an egg around
in a stroller.
What the fuck? Why? Why wouldn't you leave this thing at home? Especially since this Dinosaur City is like the mirror universe.
Yeah.
It's like the mirror universe in Star Trek. It's like everybody is evil. Everybody's trying to kill each other and stuff like that.
Well, it's just the crime rate's really high.
Yes.
And
to say the least.
It's overpopulated. It's more like Judge Dredd.
It's very much like Judge Dredd. Very much.
It's called Dinohattan.
Yes. As opposed to Manhattan.
Yeah, it's Dinohattan.
Yeah. Because that's clever.
Dinos.
It's clever.
I thought it was pretty clever.
They think we're stupid.
No.
It's clever.
No. We're stupid.
We are stupid.
We watch this movie.
But yeah, it's Dinohattan down there.
So the society, they have electric vehicles.
Yeah, they're very progressive.
But they're just constantly wrecking, and
their vehicles have no brakes, by the way.
Oh, no. They just run into everything.
They run into everything, and you actually see this because the police car that picks them up, that doesn't have brakes. When they're flying towards the police station, they are literally caught by like an aircraft carrier plane arresting cable. Except the one vehicle that did have brakes, the one that stops in front of the Bomba. That's the only vehicle in this town with brakes.
Yeah, where did he get brakes from?
I don't know. Maybe he just invented them. Maybe he was like, we really need to stop running into each other all the time. This is kind of dangerous.
No one has nice vehicles. Everyone just runs into everything.
Yeah.
They just murder people constantly.
They literally got these vehicles from a fucking demolition derby.
Yeah. Mario gets chased down by a vehicle and almost murdered by one that has a skeleton just attached to the front.
Yes.
To the bumper. So that means they murdered someone and just left them dead there long enough to turn into a skeleton.
Honestly, in Dinohattan, they drive just as recklessly as John Leguizamo does in Manhattan. Like,
that's true.
I'm just saying, it asks very hard-hitting questions straight out the gate with this movie, like, does an asteroid hitting the planet cause parallel universes? Does making enough right turns finally lead you back to a left turn?
It's actually, so John Leguizamo had it right. He's actually correct. So UPS does this.
Yeah.
UPS is more efficient. They will take 4 right turns before they'll take 1 left turn. It's longer to take 1 left turn than to go up and around the block and come back with right turns.
And then turn around, literally not Donald Trump, threatens to murder this woman in broad daylight in front of fucking everybody, by the way.
Yeah, so of course, we're back in 1993 now.
Yes.
And we see the Mario Bros. I like their house. I don't know if you noticed in their house.
I like how they had the plungers on the walls.
They had plungers on the walls, like on a rack, like they were weapons.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, Schiaparelli wants to shut down the dinosaur dig so that he can build whatever the fuck he's building.
It's a pipeline.
He threatens to murder this woman.
He's building the pipeline for Die Hard 3.
You know Bruce Willis was supposed to make a cameo in this?
He was. Yeah. he was supposed to come out of a bit. Yeah. He's building the pipeline for Die Hard 3. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this movie sucks so bad. There just wasn't much going on in this thing as a whole.
No. There's just a lot of stuff and nothing that matters.
Right. There's so many exposition dumps that just don't matter, actually. They're literally talking about nothing. And
so, she's being threatened, and she was like, I'm going to go call the university.
Yeah.
Generic university. And that's funding this dig. But she walks a few blocks away to find a payphone.
Hulk and Skull were following her.
They were.
To abduct her. And she thought it was Schiaparelli's men going to abduct her. So she just kept on kind of running away.
Yeah.
And eventually she comes across Luigi on the phone checking his answering machine on a payphone.
I mean, that's what you did back then.
Yeah. I thought that was the best part of the movie, that payphone still existed.
It wasn't even in a booth. It was just on the side of the street. He just immediately awestrucken by her beauty.
I mean, she's solid.
She's an attractive woman.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
For a dinosaur.
Actually, she's not a dinosaur.
She is a dinosaur.
She's a fungus.
Oh, well, whatever. She's a toadstool.
Like, literally, she's a fungus. Her dad is the king and he's a fungus, then she's got to be a fungus too.
Her dad is Bowser. They're still dinosaurs. He just, whatever the Devo gun, the de-evolution gun.
Yes.
When you turn it up all the way, apparently it just turns them to ooze. That's what happened.
No, it's not. Because literally, when you're watching the movie, when he devolved the old king devolved into fungus.
He devolved him so much that he turned into a fungus.
Not even that. His base form was fungus. Because whenever they devolve King Koopa,
telling you,
devolves into a T-Rex.
He does.
Yes.
But then they hit him more and he devolves into goo.
I don't know, man.
I'm telling you, the king, her dad, Daisy's dad, is King Bowser. That's what they label him as, King Bowser.
Really?
Yes.
They never said it.
Well, that's what he's credited as.
Okay.
King Bowser.
I apologize. I thought she was a fungus.
No.
Because the catch line is literally, trust the fungus. So you notice at the end of this, after they get done saving the day, they didn't even bother to save the Goombas and re-evolve them.
I mean, that could come later. They leave. They've done their job. They leave. I'm sure she went back and did that.
No, she didn't.
Well, she needs soldiers for their army. Who says that Bowser was a good king?
I guess this is true.
Because he's not a good guy.
The Mushroom Kingdom is an awful hard place.
If she was a fungus, she wouldn't have been born in an egg.
Exactly. That's what confused me. But no. I thought she was a mushroom.
No. The hippie that was playing the guitar that gets arrested?
Yeah.
That was Toad, who got turned into a
Goomba. Even though Toad should have devolved into a fungus as well.
I love the Goombas.
Oh my god.
They weren't devolved. They were just re-educated.
You know what the Goombas reminded me of? The big bulky aliens in Fifth Element.
Yeah. Some of them actually have...
That was delivering Lilu.
Lizard heads too, yeah.
Yeah. They reminded me of that. So, I guess one of the side effects of the devolving laser or whatever is your clothes instantly change too.
Yeah. You just spit you out in a military uniform.
It devolves your clothing as well.
So, Luigi invites Daisy out to eat.
Yes.
And
she totally would have said no.
They just saved her from being abducted.
Sure. That could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Right? You're being chased down by people and you're really going to climb into some stranger's van. Yeah.
They're plumbers. Plumbers are trustworthy people.
Right. Sure.
You don't trust your plumber?
Every time they come over, they're just here to lay pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Large pipe.
Large pipe.
This is why I do my own plumbing.
Yes. But
so while they're eating, they talk about how both of them don't know their parents.
Right.
Daisy and Luigi.
But Daisy was probably sitting there and like, oh, you two hatched from an egg too? I didn't know my parents either.
She doesn't know that she hatched from an egg. They never told her that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet every day they looked at her like she was a fucking succubus or something. I bet it felt real awkward growing up in the nunnery when you hatched out of a demon egg.
I don't know.
She's like Hellboy, right?
Yeah.
She's a good demon.
Iggy and Spike are talking, and they're talking about how they failed 5 times already at
they just been abducting random women.
Yeah, there's like 5 girls missing. They just been abducting women. And these guys are so stupid. I don't know how they wouldn't have gotten caught by now. They're so stupid that after they leave the restaurant, Mario's there with a random girlfriend.
Yeah.
And they think that's Daisy in a disguise.
Who Mario's totally gonna get some brown sugar.
Yeah.
Kick her to the curb. Yeah, these guys are just too dumb to be alive.
Yeah. But plot twist, they're good guys.
Sure they are.
Right?
No.
Well, so we find out later they're working for King Bowser and not King Koopa.
But they've just been working for King Koopa.
Ooh, they've been abducting
people for King Koopa. But don't worry, we're strong supporters of your father and blah, blah, blah. No, they just don't want to be murdered after you get into power.
King Koopa makes them, he evolves them.
Yeah. Which I thought that was actually really cool. Like, after they go through the evolve part and they come out, like, speaking all eloquent and shit, I'm just like, I like these guys better now.
I like them better, too, but I don't think that's what evolving would do.
Well, just a small taste. Just a small taste.
Doesn't mean they're smarter.
So they come out speaking all eloquent and shit like that, and I expect them just to act more eloquent and stuff. They're so stupid. They drive this little all-terrain vehicle off a cliff.
Yes.
Like rocketed off a cliff. Why is every vehicle on fire? I know electric motors use electricity, but why is every fucking vehicle on fire?
Because it's Dinohattan, bro.
Oh my god, dude. The weapons are just handheld fire flowers.
The cops in this world, the Dinohattan,
yes,
will run around with flamethrowers.
Yes.
And the Goombas have...
It's actually spitting the fireball, though.
No, the cops just have flamethrowers. In the chase scene, they're shooting flamethrowers at this vehicle. Their cop car that they stole had brakes on it.
Yeah.
Because they brake, right? And
do they?
Yeah. And
no, they don't. The fungus, when they're ramping out of the city, arrests them, right?
I'm talking about the fungus. But while they were driving, the two cop cars pull up beside them, and they brake. And those cop cars flamethrower each other, and they explode or something.
Why did the fucking cop cars have to have an arresting cable then? Why does nothing else have brakes? Why do some cars have brakes and some cars don't?
Maybe they just fell all the time.
Oh my god. I guess it's hard not to jump around this movie like this because the producers didn't care. The actors didn't care. The directors shit on their crew the entire time.
I heard the directors are the only ones that like the movie.
Yeah, they are. This movie is literally so bad that nobody even bothered to read their script from day to day.
Yeah.
Nobody bothered to learn their lines because their lines were always different, and it shows.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a patched together mess. I mean, we're talking about it at random because it feels like the entire movie is at random.
After their date, Daisy takes Luigi to see the dig site.
Yes.
The Scapelli sabotage the dig site and start flooding it.
Yep, this is where we finally get our first taste of hot plumber action scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Luigi runs, instead of fixing it, he runs, because he's an apprentice.
Right, he runs all the way back home.
He gets Mario. And then all the way back.
Oh, God, it's so stupid.
Why?
Why? Because God knows how far home is away.
3 blocks.
Sure.
Everything in this movie happens in like 2-block area.
Yeah.
Like a 2-block, 3-block radius. You have the Manhattan Bridge, and then where they live, and then the restaurant. And that's everything.
Yeah, that's all B-roll.
Yeah.
All the bridge scenes and stuff like that are all B-roll.
So, of course, Iggy and Spike come back after kidnapping Mario's girlfriend.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we can't mess up this time. And then Daisy's just right there, so they kidnap her. And so they chase her through this portal, which we get some more sweet CGI.
Yeah.
Which, when they go through the portal, they like fall. But then
long way.
Yeah,
but when they come back through it, they just walk out.
Yeah.
Maybe the portal actually flings them up and back out.
I don't know.
They don't explain it, so I don't care. It wasn't important enough for them. It's not important enough for me.
So they're in Dinohattan finally.
Yes.
And it's just nonstop crime. They immediately get jacked by an old granny.
Yes. Well, y'all need to be careful. You should really be walking around with a weapon. Do you have a weapon?
Nope.
No? Give me all your shit.
I need your, what is it, Koopa coins?
Yeah.
I need all your Koopa coins.
And after that, they get waylaid by Big Bertha.
Yeah, and she has rocket boots or springy boots and just hops across the street.
Mm-hmm.
After she steals the meteorite.
I don't know. I like Big Bertha better than Deuce Bigelow.
That's not the same chick. What are you talking about?
Ooh, you say steak? Oh, they done gonna make me all horny.
It's not the same woman.
Oh, man.
I like the fact that they find out that the Iggy, Koopa asks where the rock is, and Iggy tells them the plumbers took it.
Yeah.
So there's just a citywide alert looking for plumbers.
2 plumbers.
And they're just, the cops are going around, I guess, arresting every plumber they see. And the only way they know that they're a plumber is because they're walking
a tool bag on them.
A tool bag. Because that's every plumber's sign when they're walking down the street.
God,
they have a tool bag strapped to them.
It's so fucking stupid. I mean, at the very worst, you would think that plumbers may just not exist in this universe. So they put an APB out for 2 plumbers, and everybody's like, what the fuck's a plumber? Right? I guess the best you could hope for is the fact that they are walking around with tools on them.
Well, I mean, they wouldn't know what a plumber was, first of all.
Right.
If it wasn't plumbing. But we see that there is some type of irrigation system because they sabotage the heating and turn it into cold. They turn the vents into like frost over, which leads to a great chase scene. So in Dinohattan, after they get jacked, they run into Toad, who's just a hippie who's singing out against Koopa.
Yeah.
So he immediately gets arrested. They see like, hey, you guys are plumbers, and arrest him because the tool belt. And they take him to jail.
After that, King Koopa himself comes down to the jail cell.
Yeah, he pretends to be their lawyer.
Yeah.
I guess I don't think this world has lawyers, but...
Right. It really upset me how many situations King Koopa was in personally with no honor guard around at all. Mm-hmm. Right? So he really had no kind of guard in the jail cell with him. And then turn around at the de-evolution machine, they literally had no guards either. So they were just easily able to overpower everything and escape from this maximum security prison.
He had the one cop with him, okay? And then the other guards were just hanging out outside. God. Everyone in this world's stupid.
This is a classic example of double the guard, and they just put one more guard out there because there was only one person to begin with.
It's just because a reptile evolution is inferior to a mammal's evolution. All these reptiles are just dumb.
I feel dumber after watching this.
I can't disagree with you.
So after their escape from jail,
Toad got turned into a Goomba.
Yeah, Toad got turned into a Goomba, even though he should be a mushroom, because Toad is a mushroom.
Not in this world, bro.
Toad is a toadstool, and he lives in the Mushroom Kingdom.
He just has a swirly haircut. Is there a Mushroom Kingdom in this world?
You would think.
Why?
Why wouldn't there be?
Because it's dinosaurs.
It's Mario. Is it too much for me to expect there to be a Mushroom Kingdom in Mario?
Yeah.
Fuck me.
They didn't play the whole game.
They played the first level and that's it.
Yeah.
You're right. They just played the first level and that's it, because this movie ended with a bridge fight.
There was they obviously don't know who Yoshi was. Yoshi was just a raptor. He wasn't like the lovable little dinosaur baby. I wish Yoshi would have ate.
That thing was terrifying. Chick. I expected to bite her hand off.
They should have. They should have murdered her.
There's nothing cute about that.
Yeah, they locked Daisy in a tower.
Yeah.
Prison on the top of this building with the dinosaur chained up. I don't know why Yoshi's there. Just because.
They thought they might be able to sell toys. That's why. But they didn't think about how horrifying this thing looks.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah, sure you did.
I would love to have one. To feed my enemies to. So King Koopa just wants Daisy to rape, I guess?
I don't know.
He seems... I get a lot of rape vibes from him.
I mean, yeah.
And then his girlfriend / wife... not his wife. She's just
concubine?
Concubine? Yeah.
Maybe.
Instantly jealous.
Sister? And they're dinosaurs. Do they make the distinction?
No, because they're inferior. No, I have no idea.
So you think that Daisy would have a similar arc to like the princess in Conan the Barbarian, right? No, actually Conan the Destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
Where she was just supposed to be sacrificed in the ceremony at the end, right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought was going to end up happening with Daisy, but nope, guess not. That was never the plan for her.
So apparently he needs her to push the stone in. Yeah. She's the only one that can withhold the force.
Even though the other woman did it just fine, she just died afterwards.
Yeah. It splattered her into a skeleton on the wall.
Right. As much as they care about the rest of their shock troopers, anybody could have pushed that rock in.
Technically.
Oh, this is painfully bad.
Yeah. They escape.
Yeah, they did that. Did they escape or did they just like, hey, y'all guys can just go?
Well, they assaulted Koopa and tried to devolve him.
Yeah. Just enough to give him the stank eye.
Yeah. There's a police car chase, which happened.
Most things in this movie just happen.
And then, they drive out of a tunnel out into the desert.
I like the Bomba. I wish they would have done something similar with the Bullet, but I think the Bomba went on a great adventure. I like that part of the movie. The Bomba had the most character development. He started out as an animate object in the goo, and Luigi's like, the fungus is trying to give us stuff.
Iggy and Spike chase them and immediately drive off a cliff and crash.
Right.
And they come upon them just waist deep in muck, being chewed on by little compies.
Yeah.
And of course, they're smart now because they've been evolved.
Yeah. So they're almost average intelligence.
Almost.
They're right on par with Forrest Gump. I can see the joy fading from your face.
So they get into a little argument. They start name calling each other. And this, you can really tell the difference of how old this movie. Almost 30 years.
Yes.
Almost 30 years. This was, Iggy was asking, where is the rock? And they were asking where Daisy was. And Leguizamo and Iggy calls him a scallywag.
Yes.
Leguizamo retorts with butt breath.
He does.
And then Iggy comes back with overweening rogue because he's pretentious. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
It's above me.
Well, they wrote it that morning because they thought it sounded smart.
And then Leguizamo retorts with, finally, biscuit head.
This movie was painful, dude. This movie was real bad.
I'm just going to go around. I'm going to go around calling people biscuit head until it becomes not PC. Until people are like, cancel me. It's like, hey, you can't be saying biscuit head.
Oh.
So it's one of those words that just you can't say on TV anymore. What is a biscuit head?
I have no fucking idea what a biscuit head is.
Is it you're baked?
I don't know.
You're just fluffy. You're delicious. I don't know.
They team up with the two super advanced smart people.
Yeah. Super evolved lizards.
Yeah. They go back into Dino City to get the stone from Big Bertha.
Yeah, we get the club scene.
Yeah.
Where Mario seduces Big Bertha.
There was supposed to be strippers in that club.
Oh, yeah.
Then Nintendo was like, nope, sorry. No strippers.
Was Daisy... When did Daisy come into the Super Mario franchise?
I do not know.
I don't think it was till later. Then she didn't.
It's always been Princess Peach.
It was always Peach.
Yeah.
And then they brought in Daisy way later to give Luigi a love interest.
I guess so.
But there's no Peach in this movie.
No.
Which you think maybe Big Bertha was Peach.
Yeah.
That's why Mario was hitting on her.
Yeah. She's juicy. She's juicy.
She's definitely juicy. All the wrong areas.
Ooh, moist.
Moist.
after Mario steals the rock from her, she's still just okay with him. She still wants him to lay that pipe.
Yeah, her plumbing needs worked on.
Mm-hmm. She's an aggressive woman.
She is very aggressive. But she saves them, and Iggy and Spike get arrested. But it's okay. They're fine.
Yeah. God, man, things just happen.
So there was one scene in this movie that I thought was interesting, was when he orders a pizza.
Yes.
King Koopa calls, not just any call. This movie's ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm.
He video calls, which I'm sure, it's just a pre-recording back then.
Right.
But he video calls the pizza place to place his order. That's pretty far ahead of its time.
Yeah, especially whenever you look at like Manhattan technology. They don't have video phones. He's got Stark
It's
Tech.
a video conference call.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
He's got Stark Tech.
This movie is innovative.
Right.
They laid the ground for Skype.
I feel bad after watching this. I feel bad. I feel unclean. I feel like I just want to sit in the shower, let the water run over me, rock back and forth, and just cry, let it out.
This is our childhood, Danny.
I blocked it out, man.
They go in, turn the pipes down to cold.
Right. Because it's the thing that you can do.
Which you think would just make all these lizards hibernate.
No, it doesn't.
But they finally get in their outfits.
Finally, yes.
And then we get the elevator scene.
Yeah, which seen them in their outfits. They looked good in their outfits, but then again, I just didn't care anymore. Just didn't care anymore.
This is an hour in. This hour and 40-minute movie.
Just did not care anymore.
This elevator scene where they hide behind the Goombas and start making them dance to the elevator music. Yeah. I don't know why. It just doesn't make any sense because they immediately just sneak out of the vent.
Yeah. They just wanted to fuck with the Goombas.
Just literally just trolling these poor dumb soldiers.
Luigi's just like, hey Mario, let's fuck with these Goombas. Mario's like, yeah, Luigi, let's fuck with them. Getting them dancing back and forth. Oh my God.
So at this time, Lena goes to murder Daisy.
Yes.
And Yoshi saves her.
Yes.
And is about to
consume her.
Eat Lena. And Lena is Koopa's concubine.
We assume.
We don't even know how these people mate, so.
You think T-Rexes have penises?
Yeah, probably. They did evolve into... lizards have penises. I've never seen a turtle get it on.
We're just assuming that Koopa has a penis.
It's an innie. I don't know, man. I don't know. So Yoshi saves Daisy and Lena stabs poor Yoshi.
Yeah, poor Yoshi.
And then Daisy runs into a Koopa who's was Toad because he's nice.
And we know he's Toad because they strapped a harmonica to his face, so we always know he's Toad.
Because one of them, after he popped out, I love the Goombas. They're all happy and cheerful. There's like one angry one that's their leader, but the rest of them are just living their best life.
They literally work for hugs.
Yep. They don't care what's going on. They're just happy to be there.
Yeah.
And then Toad immediately gets lit on fire. Daisy just uses him as a shield and lets him catch on fire. She puts him out first. So it's okay.
Why would there even be fire extinguishers in this universe? There's no safety devices on anything else.
I don't know. It was like right around the corner too.
Maybe that's the only safety device they have. They just fucking break shit and catch shit on fire so much they're literally bolted to every wall.
That would make sense.
It'd be the only thing that makes sense in this movie.
Luigi Mario run into the Daisy, right?
God, I can't even remember.
They find all the missing girls from Brooklyn.
Yes.
And break them out. And then they go down this air duct that's now been iced over. They froze it up.
Well, Luigi and Daisy go a different direction.
Yeah.
And literally, when they come out the end of this shoot, it's like fucking Aladdin on his magic carpet ride. Like they
shoots across the city. Take out a
city.
couple Goombas. Then they get in a fight with Koopa. Well, Mario does. And it's such a bad fight. It's not really a fight. And you can tell Hoskins just Mario just has a stunt double. There's no way he's crawling up and down this.
He's not crawling all over that bucket.
Yeah, there's just a bucket hanging in the middle of the street with coal in it or something.
Yeah, because why wouldn't there be? Does it seem unsafe to you? This would be hanging over.
There's nothing safe about the city. Not a single thing.
Oh man, you know what? It takes a lot more time than just a little for a well-run city to become this unsafe, right?
Well, he's had 20 years to run into the ground.
Daisy's dad had to be at least this unsafe too.
Well, at some point, I'm guessing 20 years ago when her mother fled, that's when the king got turned or defeated and Koopa uprised. And maybe that 20-year span where he was like, just took over and ran a place in the ground.
Dude, they're all the smokers.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like Waterworld. They're all the fucking smokers. Yeah. Every person that lives in this city has no regard for anybody else's life or their own. They just fall off of shit. There's got to be like a street sweeper with no brakes on it that comes by to just suck up all the bodies off the side of the road.
No, the cars just hit them and they sit on the bumper.
That's where the skeleton of the bumper come from. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Oh, man. That's what the little compies do is they eat all the dead bodies that pile up every day.
They're
like
carnivores.
They're buzzards.
Yeah.
They're buzzards.
Although Toad understood what steamed vegetables were and came back with a plate of steamed vegetables, and it was just all the normal vegetables.
Yeah.
And then as she gets
God.
Oh, thanks, and then gets lit on fire. Mario's fighting Koopa. Lena goes, and she's trying to open up the portal and go to Manhattan and take over because, they have a few people with de-evolution guns, and that's enough to take over our world. So we don't have anything like that. No military or anything.
Right.
So she puts the key in to this meteor, and it's just in this portal chamber, and gets splattered on the wall into a skeleton. And Daisy and Leguizamo go, and
they get.
He hit the plumber is like drilling out this rock, which whatever. He has like all these drilling tools on him.
Yeah,
and
man.
A wireless drill.
It's like Batman's utility belt. Okay, you got everything you need. It wasn't even a wireless drill. It's just a drill they cut the cord off of.
Yeah. And for some reason, Koopa and Mario and these people start phasing into our world because the parallel universes are merging.
But just a couple of them.
Just a couple of them. They phase in right at Manhattan, at the bridge.
Right.
Where Scapelli was there.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a protest going on.
On live TV. There's cops holding off these protesters. And these people just phase in front of them. With weapons. Beside the fact they're aliens.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
They phase in with weapons in their hand.
And he immediately de-evolves Scapelli into a monkey. And he's just hopping around. And no one reacts.
No one questions
No one questions it. The guards are just still holding back the crowd. No one's freaked out.
Just another Tuesday.
They phase in for like a few seconds and this happens. And then Luigi drills out the stone. They phase back.
Right.
Luigi and Mario de-evolve Koopa so much he turns into goo. Oh, well, Mario lights a bomba before they go. And that bomb was just walking and the concrete crumbles in front of it and it falls into a sewer. This tiny little bomb.
Everybody screams and runs away in terror.
Terrified of it. But these things seem to be hanging over all over the town. They're just hanging around.
No,
the fungus is trying to offer it to them. Yeah. The fungus just has a bunch of bombas just chilling in it.
That's how the fungus is fighting King Koopa.
Yeah.
He's just giving bombs to his fanatics. Here, wear this. Go hug Koopa.
Oh, you're going to go see Koopa? Hey, take this. Wind this up real fast. And then finally blows him up and knocks him back into the bucket, which is where they turn him into goo.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how that works, but...
Because we all come from ectoplasm, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That happened.
You notice the king just magically turns back to normal.
Yeah. As soon as Koopa's gone.
Yep. And he's like, I love them plumbers.
Yep. That happened. That definitely happened. That was a movie that they spent money on.
Someone greenlit this.
Somebody thought this was an amazing idea.
Of course, we get the one-liner. See you later, alligator, after they turn and hit him with the ooze, right?
Right.
Which Koopa used earlier. We literally got that line twice. I guess it's the only one-liner they can think of that involved the reptilian.
Why didn't one of them say, see you later, alligator, and the other one say, after a while, crocodile? Or something, right?
No, Koopa should have responded with that before he turned to goo. That would have made just as much sense.
Oh, my God.
The king's Bowser. So yeah. I'm sure it wasn't a good place to live before Koopa took over. They go back. It shows them watching TV. There was Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah, essentially, it's Unsolved Mysteries. But at this point, it was just the news.
Yeah, it was just the news. But it was still the same show for some reason. But they were watching Unsolved Mysteries talking about parallel universes early in the movie. But now it's the same show. But
you think that wouldn't be on Unsolved Mysteries. That would just be on like CNN or something, right?
Well,
like these two plumbers materialized from an alternate universe and saved Manhattan.
Yep. And rescued all these girls. And the thing is, they have these 5 girls as witnesses. 5 or 6 girls. I guess that'd be 6.
So how long do you think it's going to be before the U.S. military invades Dinohattan in order to secure the safety of America? I'm sure
even to today, there's a silent war going on beneath Manhattan that we just don't know about.
Yeah, it's like the Stargate program.
Which there's a little cliffhanger at the end with Daisy pops back in and she's all like,
she's Ripley.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Ripley.
She looks like she just came from the future and the Terminators have been destroying everything. And she's just like, you're not going to believe what happened. Grab your plumber, I guess, guys, because you're the only 2 military guys that I know that can help me. Then this obvious war that I'm involved in.
I need a pipe wrench.
It turns out my dad is Bowser, who's a very bad person. And he's captured Peach. And you guys got to come rescue her.
Oh, man, it was finally over.
Not quite.
Finally over.
Not quite. Did you know there's an after the credits scene?
No, there's not.
There is an after the credits scene.
No, there's not. You're telling me you flipped through the fucking credits on this?
I did. You have not seen it.
No, I have not.
We should pause this and watch it. So there is a after the credits scene, which you just watched.
That I just watched. And you know what? That was not worth the 20 seconds of my life.
This is how Marvel got started, okay? Yeah, the coveted after the credits scene. We didn't get that a lot back then.
I never knew that scene existed until this very moment.
I didn't either until I watched it earlier. I never watched it as a child. I don't remember that scene at all. No. I never made it all the way through the credits.
No.
Because the songs are awful.
This movie was so bad, I barely made it through the movie.
I liked this movie as a child, okay? I knew it was bad. I still liked it as a child. I remember it being fun. God, it's so boring now. After the credit scene is these Asian guys pitching a video game to Iggy and Spike.
I think had I laid down hard currency to go see this in a theater, I think I've been very upset.
Well, today, we'll see. We'll see if you lay down hard currency for the new Super Mario Bros. And maybe you won't be upset. Which I don't know. I think it'll be good. I think it's going to be something kind of like Shrek or something. Just an animated movie. It has a good cast and it'll have good animations and it'll just be entertaining, even for adults.
What was your favorite Mario game when you were a kid?
No, Mario Kart.
Mario Kart?
Yeah, hands down.
Super Mario 3.
I played the Mario games. I wasn't that big into them. Mm-hmm. My jam was more Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's true.
I was more of a Sega gamer, but
As far as it went for platformers for me, Super Mario 3 was my jam. I really enjoyed it.
Even as a child, I never really got into platformers. Like, even today, I'm not that big on platformers. That's why I always like kart more. I loved Super Mario Kart. It was a lot of fun.
Had I played, Super Mario 3 and been like, oh man, they're making a Super Mario Brothers movie, I've been like, where's all the Mario stuff?
Yeah.
Where they didn't give him a tail suit? Nothing. They didn't give him a leaf, a fire flower, nothing. They didn't even give him like a boot to jump around in. We're not running up steps from the first game and jumping on a flagpole even. This movie has nothing to do with Super Mario.
It has the character names.
Yes.
And they're plumbers.
Yes.
And then there's dinosaurs. I don't know.
So they wanted this to be a more gritty, realistic movie. Literally, that's when they got the guy that wrote Rain Man to come in and write on the script. And at first, they thought it was decent. Then the directors were like, no, this is shit. And they threw that out. This set was designed by the same guy that designed the set for Blade Runner.
Yeah, I could see that. It definitely reminds me of Judge Dredd meets Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Or Blade Runner meets Jurassic Park.
Do you know where this was shot at?
Not Manhattan.
Not Manhattan. This was shot in North Carolina. This was shot in the South.
Nice.
And they shot this in the South during the hottest time of the year. This thing was filmed in August. Nothing like just wearing a big-ass Goomba suit in 100-degree heat and 80% humidity. Yay, the South.
Well, all the Goomba scenes were inside at least. So
you know what they shot this inside of?
A warehouse?
Concrete plant.
Oh, wow.
This thing was shot inside of a concrete plant.
Wow.
This movie was fucking miserable, dude. So
the bucket with coal in it was just not a prop. It just happened to be there.
Yeah, it just happened to be in the plant.
I was like, well, just leave it. This would be really cool for our final scene.
That's why the city is only the size of a warehouse.
Yeah. I mean, it's one street that we see.
Yeah.
Effectively.
It had to be miserable. It had to be miserable inside of this fucking hot-ass building in the middle of summer. Wearing all this dumb shit. It had to be awful.
The budget was $48 million.
Yes.
Opening, $8.5 million.
Total take-in was $21
million.
This thing did real bad.
Not even half.
Not even half.
Didn't even make half of its budget back.
Nope. That's why it's been 30 years since Nintendo said okay to another movie.
Actually, Nintendo had a Metroid Prime movie in the works, and they just canceled it because this flopped so horribly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They were like, nope, we're done making movies. Crank out the video games.
They should have started with the Metroid movie. At least it would have been outside the box enough that it would have been its own property.
It still would have been just as bad.
It would have been just as bad, but it would have been more of a sci-fi kind of bad. After this, the directors have never worked again. I'm serious. Never worked again. One of the things that they've said in interviews is that they've called about jobs and been told, wait, y'all are the ones that did Mario and just fucking hung up on?
It's not. Is it really their fault, though?
Yes, it's their fault. It's entirely their fault. In 2008, Dennis Hopper did an interview with Conan O'Brien, right? And he did that interview, and the one thing that he told Conan was like, 50 years of acting, is there anything you regret? And he specifically said Super Mario. And that he talked to this kid about it, who was a small child then, when he was about 18 or so. He was like, Dad, I always thought you were a pretty good actor. Why'd you do this movie? And he was like, son, I thought you needed shoes. And the son was just like, I never need shoes that bad. This has got to be one of the worst things ever made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, by far.
Bob Hoskins has a similar story that he took this movie, and actually, he didn't realize it was a video game movie.
Right.
Until he told his son about it, and his son showed him the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he realized what the movie was about. Nothing.
He took it for the paycheck.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone in this movie.
I mean, Leguizamo definitely took it because he thought it was his big break and his big opening. But a lot of these people did just take it for the paycheck.
We're really lucky that didn't end Leguizamo's career, because...
Luigi and Princess Daisy hooked up on this movie, right?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like for real.
Good for Leguizamo.
That's in an interview. That's one of the things he said was the best thing that happened to him on this movie set. Is that him and that actress hooked up.
Samantha Mathis.
Yeah.
She's actually still working. She does a bunch of stuff.
I don't remember seeing Bob Hoskins in much stuff after this, but I'm really surprised this wasn't just a straight up career ender for everybody involved.
Samantha Mathis she's done like Lost, NCIS and stuff like that. So she's done quite a bit of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Leguizamo did that movie where he ran away from plants.
Oh, he was in that happening, wasn't he? But he did The Pest. The Pest is great.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
in John Wick.
He's in John Wick, yeah.
He did Land of the Dead.
I've never been one to say, Leguizamo was the best actor, but he is a funny person. His stand-ups are really good.
He's solid.
I really enjoy his stand-ups. Yeah, he hasn't done one in a long time that I know of.
This movie had more talent than it deserved. Way more talent than it deserved. I would have loved to have watched the cut of this where Michael Keaton was King Koopa.
Yeah.
Or Arnold Schwarzenegger was King Koopa.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Could you imagine Arnold?
It would have been great. It would have made more sense.
Get them, my Goombas! His accent would have matched. Everybody in this universe seems dumb. God, they all seem dumb.
Well, they're lizards.
When Daisy and Luigi have a kid, do you think it's going to be a live birth, or do you think it's going to hatch out of an egg too?
Well, it has to hatch out of an egg because she doesn't have a belly button, so I'm sure the reproduction organs are just different. I don't know interspecies would even work like that. So, let's get down to brass taxes. Let's get the hate meter out.
Oh my God, this is high up there.
How much do you hate this movie?
I said to be a perfect 10, you got to have a level of bad that this is getting close to, but it's also got to be racist.
This movie doesn't really have the racism, unless you count racist towards, like, lizards or dumb people. I don't know.
Like, it's got to be this bad plus Hitler. This movie is definitely a solid 9. This is a Hitler short of being a 10.
I'd say a 9. It's so boring and forgettable, and even watching through and taking notes, I just didn't have anything to write down besides what happened that scene. Nothing interesting happens.
Yeah, at all.
The most interesting thing about this movie is the setting and Dinohattan, and it's literally one block.
It is, because it's one warehouse.
Yep.
They spent $48 million on this movie that happens inside of one building.
You know what would be cool? Is one of those police cars, or just a car like that would have been kind of cool to have.
I think this movie really makes the case for us to continue to burn fossil fuels instead of developing electric vehicles. These Teslas seem to be very unsafe.
These Teslas don't have brakes, and they're just like bumper cars, and they murder people constantly.
Oh, man.
That's it. You heard it here first, folks. Elon Musk is taking all the brakes off of our Teslas.
Right. It's bad. It's real bad. He's King Koopa.
And we need Bowser back.
Yeah. Vote Bowser.
Vote Bowser.
Actually, by the way, King Koopa didn't have an uprising. He was voted in.
Yeah, apparently, because there were still vote for him signs all over the place.
Yes.
20 years later, I don't know if there's an election coming up. But
yeah. They obviously have elections.
There's no way.
It's got to be it.
This army of 10 Goombas is supposed to take over our world.
Well, everybody gets devolved into Goombas, and Goombas can vote. So you just tell the Goombas, hey, vote for me. Okay. But I'm sorry, they're incapable of speech. So they're just like,
Maybe this is in the world where Planet of the Apes exists. It wasn't a virus. It was just de-evolved guns and Goombas shot them up. And then all the monkeys destroyed the dinosaurs.
Oh my goodness.
I want to see the sequel.
I don't.
Thanks for joining us for another episode. We're the Misfits of Cinema. I'm Derek, and my co-host Danny. Make sure you like, subscribe, and what's the other one?
Comment And make sure you hit us up on Twitter and the Facebook page.
Yep, we have all that stuff now.
Yep.
I guess we'll see you on the next one.
See you later, guys.
Bye, biscuit head.
Bye, fart breath.
Fucking biscuit head.